people ask me questions, people very seldom get up and just ask me direct questions like, do you believe in Jesus? Do you so and so and so? It's always some metaphysical off the wall. I spend more time answering questions about what other people mention to people, and they got the man in front of them here, so let me go ask him. He's standing right there. They want to talk to me about stuff that makes no sense at all. And I'm the man that's been sent here to you to straighten things out before the coming of the real Messiah. I am not saying I am Jesus.
York, are you now influenced by any alcohol, drugs, or narcotics? You understand you are charged with 40 counts of aggravated child molestation, that you could receive a maximum sentence of 30 years in confinement for each count, that you're charged with 34 counts of child molestation, that you could receive a maximum sentence of 20 years in confinement for each count, that you're charged with 1 count of sexual exploitation of children, and you could receive a maximum sentence of 20 years in confinement, and you're charged with 2 counts of influencing witnesses, and you could receive a maximum sentence of 10 years in confinement for each count, and that you could receive a minimum sentence overall of 10 years on probation. I'm telling you the most and the least. You understand that?
Actually, Your Honor, it continues to aggravated child molestation and minimum 10 years.
But on them would be 10 years. You understand that? You understand you have a right to an attorney, and in fact, your lawyer, Mr. Aurora, is here with you and representing you. Is that correct? I'm going to inform you of certain other rights that you have, Mr. York, and inform you of the fact that if you plead guilty, you give up these rights. You have a right to trial by jury. You're presumed to be innocent. You have a right to confront any witnesses the state presents against you. You have a right to subpoena any witnesses you want to appear and testify for you. You have a right to testify and offer other evidence if you want to. You have a right to the assistance of an attorney during a trial. You have a right not to incriminate yourself. You have a right to plead not guilty or remain silent, not in any plea, and in either case automatically obtain a jury trial. You understand these rights, and understand if you plead guilty, you give up these rights. You heard the recommendation the state made. Is that the recommendation you understood the state would make? Did you, in fact, do what the district attorney, Mr. Bright, told me you did? How do you plead, guilty or not guilty, as to all the indictments that were cited by the district attorney? Did anybody force you or threaten you in any way to cause you down to this guilty plea? Did anyone promise you anything to cause you down this guilty plea? Are you satisfied with the services of your attorneys, not only Mr. Aurora, but your other attorneys?
I don't have any reason, and that's a strong word, you know what I'm saying? Reason, sound right reason. So no, I haven't reached the point of reason. I haven't even reached the point of right knowledge, right wisdom, and right understanding with the case as far as when people talk about it. Because when I think about a case, now a man as powerful as Dr. York, with 135 years in prison, shouldn't we be able to just dig up evidence like that and just say, like, bump, there it is?
They always ask this question to me when I post this stuff: were you there? Did he molest you? So where here we have at least 3 individuals that York did molest, that did touch.
Oh.
So Ruby, what were you ever in the presence of Malachi York? And I don't know if they were teens, because sometimes they like to play.
Yeah, well, I never. No, well, see, we had co-wives as young as 15, probably maybe 14, 15. So
you said co-wives.
Really, we can see that it doesn't matter. This is what he did. He violated some children to continue to cling to that, because he's worshiping this dude. You worshiping a pedophile. That's the facts. But you got to overlook that, because then you got to say you worship a pedophile. What did that say about you?
You say co-wives.
yeah, you know,
I know what you mean, but
you
for
know,
those
oh,
that
to
may be watching,
explain.
they want to get some clarity.
Okay, well, for me, well, I go by Ruby for my book, but my name is Valerie. But when I was in there, I was known as Jamila, and I was one of his concubines and his harem, what have you, if people can identify with that terminology. Into polygamy, it was a
And
polygamous
he
situation,
capitalized off
right?
that.
Right, exactly, exactly. So you know, in that state of polygamy, we had other women, girls, and I can't call them women; they were girls, and the only witness I have personally experienced is, you know, he would have us in different groups when he wanted to, you know, be or intimate. Whoever was vying for his attention would all get together. So he had cliques that he would like to be around. And sometimes, like, but I was with two minors. You know, I didn't realize it at that moment because I'm in my brainwashed state. Like, these are two of my co-wives, but
Mm-hmm.
I was like, at that time, that they still go by Nejla and Habiba, you know.
Right.
So they were, you know, minors, accept that situation, you know, and thinking that they're women, you know what I'm saying? Because they've had their quote unquote issue, you know, they have their period, they're on their cycle, you know, that's what we were taught.
There. At first, he would start like when we were younger. He would like ease little things, and like he'll give you a back massage, and his hand will slip down. Or he had like this little picture thing where it was like a whole bunch of pictures of male private parts with some be a virgin went until you're married. But she told us that, well, in Sudan they had a custom where the young girls are supposed to learn about sex from either their father or a father figure or somebody close to the family. As opposed, you're not if you wait till you get married, then your husband's not going to want you because you don't know what to do.
Having a grown woman give him oral sex while you watch. Some people would find that to be, well, maybe that's his rite of passage as a father. Some people would look at that as being inappropriate. I find that to be inappropriate. Anybody that defends my father, you know, to the T, obviously shares some of the values that he has, right? And for a person, the National Organization of Man Boy Lover Association supports my father. That's the point. Like, it's like-minded people. So it doesn't surprise me. I think that, again, one of my biggest issues with a lot of the later on people that are in my father's life, which is part of this Nwabian thing, is the fact that a lot of them are kind of leeches to me. I think a lot of them are drawn to the fact that he's been accused of all this stuff. I think they have deep-rooted issues and they need to justify. It's like
I've heard all that. Can we hear the other side now? Is that okay? Can we hear with somebody that was inspired to change their life? Can we hear that side now? We heard the browbeating. We heard all that. Y'all just want to hear one side. Y'all just want to hear.